Welcome back to the season star rating. The season we just took a look at is Bakugan Legends, the 5th and final season of the Battle Planet Reboot franchise before Spin Master hits the hard reset and reboots the Bakugan franchise once again with the new Beyblade S Bakugan coming out later this year. The season of Legends, though, coming out of it was actually a big mess. Legends airing actually got delayed for months and promotion for it was just non-existent. The only reason we knew this was coming out was because of product leaks and hype from the voice actors. Legends unfortunately got delayed from airing on Teletoon, most likely because Corvus rebranding Teletoon to Cartoon Network. Although the show aired in Germany first, the English release was put entirely on Netflix on March 1st, and the trailer for Legends was found on Bakugan Amazon page in Germany. It's almost like Spin Master wanted to get the show over with, bury it, and then move on to their next crazy idea for the franchise. The season is the shortest season out of all of them, spanning only a total of 13 episodes, technically 26 11-minute episodes. The season was filled with mostly fan service, closing out character arcs that we have seen throughout the series, kind of like a celebration. Several characters and even Bakugan forms like Bakugear, Fusions, and Geogons made their returns with the new power called Nova. The main villain of the season is Hanoj, who wants to steal all the energy from Earth and Vestoria, which will destroy both worlds, and the awesome brawlers including Magnus and Athena have to stop him. While at the same time, Earth and Vestoria are separating due to the constant elemental crisis from last season. That's the gist of the season, very basic, but the Earth and Vestoria separation, while it was a problem, it's the least of their concerns that they can't focus on because Hanoj is the main threat. Hanoj as a villain, though, is very one-dimensional and cartoony. I remember in my review, I said that he does not have depth or any kind of complexity like any of the other villains that we've seen in the seasons. He has no depth at all, like he's just a greedy monster with nothing interesting about him. Yeah, he's very powerful, he's gray, he's different, and he's very intelligent as he actually comes up with an effective plan to make himself stronger, but there is nothing engaging about him. Now granted, that's not actually a bad thing with how the season turned out. He didn't turn out to be the focus of the season, he was just technically a distraction from the real problem, which is Earth and Vestoria separating. Though, granted, the performance of being the boss villain, while there was nothing engaging about him at all, it was still fun to watch, with Lawrence Bain putting on quite the performance. I just wish they could have given us the whole package deal rather than half of it. Though the great things I liked about Legends, though, the animation, well, sometimes very clunky and kind of weird to look at times, especially the human characters. The action animation is actually really cool to see. It was enjoyable to watch. The voice acting, I can tell they gave it their all since it's the last season, and it was great. The emotional ending, great. Concluding character arcs like Storm and Najit, Chad, Trey, Athena, and Faustus, and overall the simple story was still decent enough to follow along. Even though this season did have some filler episodes, a few of them I still really enjoyed because not only were they placed in slots where it seemed like it didn't detract from the story, so they feel like breathers, but also some of them were genuinely hilarious and enjoyable to watch. Though, some stuff, it seems like they half-assed and called it a day way too quickly. Like the Magnus and Dan leadership arc they teased in the beginning, which went nowhere, that could have been kept in. Lightning's personal value story that went nowhere for that filler episode. The Cabo filler episode was an absolute disgrace that made me root for Strata of all characters. Buzzy's betrayal of Hanoj is never at all explored or explained. There was stuff I feel like they could have done that would have made Legends from great to amazing that I feel like they couldn't do because of the short runtime that they've been given. And it definitely showed with some of the episodes pacing, feeling like it was over way too quickly. Some animations like the city falling apart or the oil tanker sinking, instead of actual passive falling or sinking, it's faded transition effects which don't look good. But still, minor complaints aside, the season was still enjoyable and didn't take away from my overall experience. I really like what they did with the swarm battles, giving us sort of a horde mode experience more with Bakugan. Even though we did get that in the first 2 seasons, it's always fun to watch, and the swarm being different type of Bakugan that seemed like a challenge gave us a wild ride. And Magnus and Dan's fusion of Drago X Nilius was something I think they spent the entire series building up, and it certainly delivered. It was definitely a reward for fans that stuck around for the 5 years that this series has spent. Plugging Bakugan Legends into the season star rating, I'm giving this a solid 8.5 out of 10. Even though it is a shorter runtime than the last 4 seasons, I think that this is still a season that is worth checking out. It's definitely a really thrilling adventure with a very emotional ending, but giving us the celebration that the series ran for. Even though I think stuff could have either been added or done differently to make this more great, I still think it is worth the watch, and since all the episodes are on Netflix now, you can definitely binge watch the whole thing, and if you do, you're in for a decent time. But give Legends a watch, and if you did, let me know what your star rating of the season is in the comments down below. If you're interested in hearing my thoughts on each episode individually, you can check out my episode reviews on the channel right now. Support BakuTalk by pressing the thumbs up, and give us a subscribe for more awesome Bakugan content. I've been Haru Ren, and thank God for Rapid Fire. Bye!